Okay, welcome back. So, as we stated in the last video, we're now getting onto Hyper-V. So to install Hyper-V, usually you'll be at the dashboard. I already have it installed, so I'll just show you where to go. You probably already saw it on one of the previous videos in the last video. But you would go again, start or add roles and features, installation type. I'm going to be doing this later, but for now, um, just going in order. So first we get everything set up that we need to set up, and then we start doing other things. So then you select your server. So as you can see, there's the server. Now you go. As soon as you go to server roles, you'll see the Hyper-V. I already have it installed. Install it, click it, install, and then keep going through, and then it'll ask you to reboot. Once you reboot, I didn't do this yet, I didn't even know, because I haven't used this in a long time. You're going to come and then you click Start Performance Counters, and then boom, it's online, ready to go. It's usable already, but you want to make sure, like always with manageability, that's the beautiful thing about Windows Server. Like, you can go and there are guides to show you how to do this with Windows 11 or Windows 10 even, but it's very crude. You don't get much choice. The reason why I actually had to come do this was because I tried to do it with that method, and I guess it's since I have an integrated video card as my second, it's always adding the integrated video card, and I don't want it to. I want to add, like it can, it, I can use um, I guess technically, like, yes, I could use um, the integrated video, but no, actually, I can't because the drivers wouldn't work properly with well, you have to get the specific drivers. It was just too much of a hassle. It's too crude. There's too many, like, it's not perfect. It's not like you're trying to do a workaround to a workaround, and there's problems you can run into. And when you're with what I want to do, like, I don't want it to be like it's score is tied, like fourth quarter in the coaching league, and all of a sudden there's a crash because something happens like that. Like, that can't happen. So um yeah, pretty much everything should be stable, it should work. And um there's other, like, pretty good use cases for this, because as I said, like, yeah, you can, when you're at home, you can just use this as your gaming PC, and then when you go out, you start up the VM, and then boom, you have your game from anywhere PC. So it works beautifully. So now everything is started up. You're just gonna go into the start menu, type Hyper-V, and it'll show up, and then you just run it. Um, right now, I am the administrator of the server, but after moving forward, I'm just going to create a separate account for myself, like a non-administrative account, and then I will log in with that instead of the administration, like, yeah, instead of the administrator account, for security reasons when I'm using it personally. And then you normally you wouldn't really do that with a Windows 11 PC, but on a server, it's good practice. One of the best practice that you should do is leave, because the administrator on a server has like, it can do other things on your network, so you just don't want to give someone willy-nilly access to the administrator account, just in case. If someone does something happens, you really want it to happen to just a regular user account. Okay, so now what we're going to do is now we're going to create a new virtual machine. So before you get blah blah blah, this wizard helps you create a virtual machine. You can use virtual machines in place of physical computers for a variety of uses. You can use this wizard to configure the virtual machine now, and you can change the configuration later using Hyper-V Manager. To create a virtual machine, do one of the following. Blah blah blah. Okay, so I'm going to call this RPC S3 because that's the only thing that's going to be on it. You have to go generation 2. Do not use generation 1. As it says here, once the virtual machine is created, you cannot change its generation. So these are just going to be for Windows 11 machines. So both will run generation 2. And you'll want to use Windows 11 machines and virtual because this helps with the GPU pass-through, or as they call it, device, whatever, uh, discrete device assignment. So we are going to add, we'll say, 49,152, 48 gigs. Also, there's issues with um, lots of times you will end up losing network connectivity because of this. So, yeah, like your Wi-Fi card will just disappear. So I'm going to attach a hard disk later. I'm not going to create one because I'm going to do something special. So now we go, settings. Well, there's only going to be one, so let's give it 10. I don't know about this, but I'm pretty sure now I can use it, but I don't want to use it. It's kind of annoying. Or maybe, well, yeah, I don't want checkpoints. What is checkpoint? Oh yeah, you know what? As a test, I will enable this just to see. Actually, you know what? No, I know there's issues with it, and I want to try that. I'm just testing things out here because some of the other things didn't work. So I was like, just let me see if it does work and what we can do. Because like getting things like sound and things like that, the method to use it on Windows 11 does not work well with with enhanced mode. So you have to take it off, and then if you don't have enhanced mode, you can't pass the sound card through. So if you can't pass the sound card through, then you don't have any sound. And then you have to get a virtual cable. And again, more things like, especially running on top of Windows, more things running on top of Windows 11, and it's all just bulk, 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 bulk. It starts to get too much. So back into settings, and we want to add. Before we add, let's apply, because I do want to add it. So I don't like the idea of this is always like try and reduce latency. So rather than running it on a virtual hard disk, I'm just going to install it on a free SSD that I have, just 120 gig SSD. Again, it's only going to be running one thing. Well, it can run Steam and other things as well too, but like for what I need it for right now, I mean, moving forward, I will be getting another. I have a slot for another NVMe. Right now, the server is on the NVMe because I wanted the server to have access to the fastest hard drive on my system possible. And then next month, I'm going to get another NVMe, probably a terabyte, migrate the server over, well, migrate this server over to, no? Hmm. I'm wondering. I'm wondering because if I get the terabyte, I'm wondering if I could make a. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I will migrate this. I'll leave this here. I was thinking of if I could turn the NVMe into like a SAN, and then just use the SAN as a just use the NVMe to like spit out virtual machines. Lots of things to think about. So, oh yes, one more thing. We need to add. So now that we have that, we can just click apply. Ah, and then to add a DVD drive. So yeah, like This was for, there's nothing in here, I guess. Oh, well, let's go off. Oh, okay. There was stuff in here for this that I don't really need anymore, but this is what if you wanted to do for like GP, it's different. This, what we're going to be using is called GPU pass-through or PCIe pass-through. For Windows 11, it's a little bit different. It's called PCIe partitioning, or so it's just a little bit different. I want pass-through because pass-through is the actual proper uh, way to do it, whereas the partitioning is sort of just like uh, one part of the GPU or PCIe pass-through process. Because when you do pass through, you can partition depending on what kind of video card you have. You can pass it through to others and they can share the video card. So if you have an 8-bit video card and there's two CPUs using it, chances are, and both are running games, chances are both are going to be using 4 gigs of that video card each, right? And if you have 4 CPUs, they're going to be using 2, and so on and so forth, as you go down. Now, eventually what I'd like to do is, once I get this all set up, then it's to put it on the cloud. And then once you have everything on the cloud, then you can just create more and more. You can, if people want to like rent machines out, we can start up that where, like for a month, let's say $30, you can rent a high performance machine. I'd have to see exactly what the cost is exactly once it is like how much Microsoft or who has the best prices. So once that happens, then I might just prefer, even though I hate Microsoft, since it is their technology, I might just prefer to go through with them and use Azure because there's like with all the licensing and everything, might as well. um, And then I can also set up the PCs so they're bulk free, so that they're ready to be like gaming PCs. Like no extra bloatware on top of it all. So you're really just getting like high performance. You have everything that you need, and then really it's gonna be your PC. So you change the password, you whatever. As long as you keep paying the rent, uh, you can use the PC. I mean, if you want to play NCAA, I already have that there, so I can put it on there for you. I think every VM I have will probably come with an RPC. You'd have to put your own. You'd have to have your own games, but like yeah, if you put your own things on that you want. If you want to put on an emulator, and you have games there. If you need help, if you want to set up a specific way, so that way it's ready to like you can you have a shared folder or whatever that you want to share with your home PC, so you can do whatever. It's up to you. Then you can install Steam, Xbox, the Xbox PC app, whatever you want. Get your Xbox now. So I think that, and then also for the coaching league, I can also use the Microsoft Calendar to do stuff. So we're going to select Windows 11 here. But when I do that, I can't install VMware ESX. I got a unlimited. You can get an unlimited free trial of VMware ESXi. So I have that, and I also have the key. I believe still. I hope. No, I don't. I don't. I deleted it. Did I? Yeah, I deleted it by accident. I can get it back, I think, though. But even with the free, like for what I need, yeah, sorry about that. So yes, I did get the license back, but yeah, that's not what we're doing here. So I will use this because this is the ultimate in security. It's like nested. First you install this on your server, then you install your server and everything else. And the way it works, it's so lightweight. Like you can give a VM like 4 cores and it would run like it has 12 because there's really, and now this also has pass through as well. So I will be doing that, and then lots of things to try. But for our specific purposes right now, we're doing this. So we're just making a DVD drive so that way we can install. Click apply. Let us go firmware. Make sure you are first. You are second. Apply. Security. Yes. Enabled. Good, good, and good. So now we run the virtual machine. And since this video is getting kind of long, I'm going to cut it short here and then come back with the quick video. They'll both be released at the same time, but for some people, if you just want to like skip the last part and then come to the next video, perfectly understandable. I'm kind of just making this up as I go along with you guys. For the most part, I haven't done this before, so it's not like I can say with like, oh, I can do this perfectly. You're here for the ride, so any errors and mistakes that happen, you're gonna see me have to work around them, and that will be good because if you guys experience those mistakes, then you'll know what to do. Which is, I think, the perfect way to make an actual tutorial. I hate watching tutorials where people just do it and it works perfectly, and then you do it and it doesn't work perfectly, and you ask them or whatever, and then it's like, oh yeah, well I got this error, but, and it's like, well, it would have been great to show me the error so that way I could have seen what you did. Like, don't make it look like you're some perfect, like everything works the first time, because 80% of the time, nothing works the first time when you're doing this kind of stuff. If it works straight out of the box, you have a Mac. And then when you have a Mac, you're you're the Apple CEO's bitch because he can control what you do, how you do it, when you do it, and everything you do on his ecosystem. You don't have access to anything. Not like this. You don't see any tutorials for Game Anywhere on Mac, do you? So yeah, I mean, you can do it, but you still need to do Windows Server. You still need the server, or you can use Linux, Ubuntu. It works well there too. I tried it there, but again, it's not perfect and it's pretty crude and there's just a lot more steps. Hope you're good with command lines. I mean, I'm not bad with command lines and everything, but you're going to be using a lot of command line, and there's just a lot of things you need to know about Linux. So yeah. All right, we're gonna come back. Someone is calling me, so I have to go help this woman. I'll be right back.